Welcome to Sandy Cats. This rig started out as a new 2019 Toyota 4Runner TRD Premium with KDSS and a manual transfer case selector. After months of learning about this platform and experiencing several breakages, we created the ultimate green monster that can crawl the Rubicon Trail with ease, drive thousands of highway miles, and have an instant kitchen and camp setup. I know a $250,000 valuation sounds insane, but tell me what other truck can handle this weight, have this comfort, do months of overlanding, and handle the hardest trails with ease. So let's get right into it. Our front is a factory clamshell with an ARB locker and 456 gears to complement our supercharger, which can handle up to 37-inch tall tires. Our front end is also sitting on the ultimate RCV axles. We specifically chose the Marlin Crawler RCLT kit as it's the perfect solution to solve the 4Runner's weak links when going to a heavier load and larger tires, which is the steering rack. We're now running a Land Cruiser 200 steering rack with better than factory geometry and steering thanks to Marlin Crawler's years of R&D. The cherry on top is we get a much beefier arms and knuckles. The kit also added 2 inches of clearance from the firewall to add large tires without substantial banging and cutting. The only thing is we had to replace our plastic liners with custom aluminum liners for clearance of our 37-inch tires. We added custom hoops and mounts to stuff a secondary 2.5-inch Radflow shock to complement our coilover Radflow shock on 650-pound springs. This was done as we deleted our KDSS sway bar system and wanted more sway control for our luxurious highway drives and desert bombing. We complement our front suspension with custom hoops in the rear to hold our 3.0 triple bypass Radflow shocks. And our lower shock mounts have been raised to avoid rock damage on the tougher trails. We added a Dana 60 from East Coast Gear Supplies to handle the added weight of the kitchen, bumper, tools, and overall overlanding setup. The Dana 60 is equipped with 456 gears, 40 spleen axle shafts, and an ARB air locker to handle the most challenging off-road trails. We matched a 60 axle width to our front 5-inch wider than stock. So the rig is held on by Dobinson 849 rear coils sitting on airlift airbags. The airbags are controlled from within the cab and have a constant deflate feature, allowing us to keep full stuff on rocks while feeling less off camber and more planted on obstacles. Our TK1 anti-rock sway bar also helps achieve some sway control in the difficult sections. We topped off our suspension with Radflow hydraulic bump stops and limiting straps all around for easy adjustability while we're on the trails. For those extreme rock crawling trails, we added a Marlin Crawler taco box with Northwest Fab's triple shifters, allowing us to be slow and purposeful on the difficult obstacles. So for undercarriage protection, we added a full RCI skid plate system, including the fuel tank. We prefer RCI as there are no thrill skid plate, which provides easy on-off abilities for access to maintenance items. We've abused our Shrockworks rock sliders, which we now have to replace. As we couldn't find a slider that is wide enough for our uses, we'll be making our own soon. We chose the C4 front bumper for its exposed design, allowing us to clear 37-inch tall tires and for allowing us access to several important under-the-hood components. We paired the C4 with a Smitty-built X2O 12,000-pound winch with a synthetic line. We put a Brummel loop on the end of the line to eliminate as much metal as possible from the system. You're going to notice a ton of lights on the bumper. We're using a rigid 30-inch clear light bar for clear vision in dark canyons, and a set of Baja XL Pro, Squadron Pro, and S2 Sports for amber lighting when driving fast at night. We also have a set of Baja design fog lights for those foggy highway drives. Finding the rear bumper was the most difficult task of this entire build. We're utilizing the Algear Solutions rear bumper. We took the liberty to weld it into the frame for extra sturdiness. It's holding a single swing arm tire carrier that's carrying our high lift, our spare tire, our diesel for our heater, our Colfax Designs trash bag, our large kitchen table, 10 gallons of water in our Trail Wash instant water system, and our Camplux water heater, which gives us instant hot water. This tire carrier is the heart of our system. Our ARB 73-quart fridge is sitting on a Clearview Easy Slide for easy access and enough room to store our refrigerated needs for a week. In the rear of the 4Runner, you'll find our Goose Gear drawer system with a 60/40 split, allowing us fridge access with the drawer open. Sitting on top of the drawer system, we have about 100 pounds of tools and spare parts for those remote overlanding trips. Our X Ventures diesel heater is easily accessible to keep us warm at night, and behind that you'll find our EcoFlow 100 amp battery that we use as a backup and to power our Starlink. In the rear you'll find our RedArc BC-DC 1240 charging our 100 amp Battleborn battery. This is managed by our Victron energy controller. Our Southern style off-road roof rack holds our 95-liter Roam storage boxes, our MaxTrax recovery boards, and additional lighting. Inside the driver box you'll find our Kinetic X recovery ropes and shackles, various tree savers, our Bun trail welder, our Dominion off-road shovel, and our Devos lighting systems. In the passenger side you'll find our camping gear including our 8-person tent, our cots, and our sleeping setups. We utilize an ARB awning for shade, but more importantly, it acts as an extra room for sleeping or working in bad weather days. To push all this weight, we installed a Magnusum supercharger with a YodaWorks tune. We added a Borla exhaust for some added mental horsepower, a CSF aluminum radiator, and 4 transmission coolers to keep the temps down while climbing overpasses. And an additional fan was added to our power steering for those long rocky days. To keep the dust out of our system, we added a Safari snorkel with an AFE cold air intake with a 7-ply filter. We chose AFE because we can keep it open on highways to decrease airflow and close it on the trails to decrease dust. And of course, to prevent water intake. Under the hood, you'll find our Switch Pro setup managing all our lights, and our Amazon Switch system managing our lockers, fans, and air. Our dual ARB compressor serves multiple purposes on this rig, including tires, lockers, and airbags. Inside you'll find our Rago fabrication mounts holding our scan gauge to monitor our transmission temps and to act as our speedometer, an iPad for navigation, and our ICOM 2730 for communications. For comfort, we have custom leather seats and upholstery all around with heated and cooled front seats, ceramic tint, and a Mercedes headliner. For audio, we're using an Alpine Halo 9 head unit tied to an Alpine PSU 300 subwoofer and 6 focal speakers throughout the interior. You'll often see us rolling on 35-inch Toyo RT trails with HDR beadlocks. That's my favorite overlanding setup, as it's the lightest setup you could have with such an aggressive combination of tire and rim. However, we'll put on our 37-inch setup when we're expecting somewhat harder terrain. And for the toughest trails out there, we throw on our 37-inch Cooper STT Pros on our beater beadlocks. There's always give and take. To power all this weight, we're burning about 11 miles per gallon on 37-inch tires. However, our range is still better than stock with our 24-gallon long-range America tank paired with our custom skid plate. On the exterior, you'll find a Pure Blinds wrap, and we also have Velux gull wings for things that we need to access fast, including the My Medic kit. So is this a $250,000 4Runner? I have no idea. What I do know is over $120,000 in aftermarket parts, not counting any labor, not counting any taxes, and over 2,000 hours of my own personal blood, sweat, and tears on this rig. So is this crazy? It might be, but for us, this is the ultimate overlanding vehicle for our needs. Follow us to see us start taking this rig out and seeing this rig in action. Thank you.